Welcome to Yeti Hunt, a temporary game mode that pits 5 May players against one buffed as fuck Winston. The first thing you'll need to decide before you start is whether you want to play as the Yeti some of the time or not at all. Once you've loaded in, enjoy sitting through the cinematic that 5 people have decided to skip while one person has decided to make a sandwich. However, you can always expect the same person to be back in time to trap you in your spawn area. The hunters will start at one side of the map and try to do as much damage on the Yeti as possible in the hunting phase. During this time the Yeti will need to find 4 pieces of meat to trigger the ultimate ability that would break any other game mode. The ability is a primal rage that lasts for 20 seconds, grants an extra 500 HP, and can kill a hunter in only 2 hits. You want to be nowhere fucking near the Yeti when it finds its 4th piece of meat, so it is suggested that you use the hide like a bitch move as soon as it finds the 3rd. Immediately after you hear the transformation, you should stop whatever you're doing and put yourself in a place that's either well hidden or that can stall the Yeti for at least 10 seconds. The idea is to run down the clock and minimize the amount of kills the Yeti can get before he once again becomes more vulnerable. The hunters will win if they manage to kill the Yeti, and the Yeti will win if they are able to murder 5 Mays. Therefore, it is in the best interest of the hunter team to prioritize staying alive over dealing damage. Always make sure your cryo freeze ability is available during a fight, and under no circumstances should you try to 1v1 the Yeti. Having 20 times the amount of HP, that fluffy white fuck will beat you every single time. In fact, it is recommended that you have at least 3 hunters around to provide adequate protection. Being a Yeti on the other hand, you need to always keep in mind that the win condition is to simply get 5 kills. Consider the pieces of meat as a secondary objective, and you'll stay in the winning mindset. An easy way to win as a Yeti is to isolate individual hunters before picking them off one at a time. As previously stated, a Yeti will always win a one-on-one fight. Therefore, isolated hunters pose next to no threat whatsoever. Even 2 or 3 can be manageable if you are able to prioritize targets and keep track of cooldowns. However, if you are overwhelmed, it is advised that you jump away from the group and use this opportunity to seek out the now unguarded meat pieces. When you're only a single piece of meat away from getting your ultimate ability, consider where the hunters are currently located and whether you will be able to secure a justifiable amount of kills by taking the meat, as the ultimate ability is triggered as soon as the meat is taken. Knowing the locations of the hunters is important to secure the win. If the hunters are nowhere to be seen around the final piece of meat, then consider baiting those smug pieces of shit closer to the meat before committing to killing them. It is also advisable to keep away from traps at all costs, as it will end up recreating this historical scene faster than you can clear your browser history. Another thing that a Yeti should never do is to allow themselves to be trapped on the inside of an undercover area. Even to collect meat, it is strongly discouraged to venture onto the usual objective point area. Always have a way to escape. On the other hand, trapping a Yeti undercover and freezing him is the quickest way to win as the hunters. Positioning is more important than godlike aim when playing Yeti Hunt. The Yeti will also have a small amount of armor at the start of the round. Use right clicks to burn through this quickly. Meat cannot be collected during a primal rage, and it does not extend the ultimate ability duration. The hunters are able to use ice walls to stop the meat from being collected. If the hunter is pushed off the edge of the map, it is considered as a kill. However, the Yeti will instead take a huge chunk of damage and be instantly transported back to its cave. Following these tips should quickly gain you those easy loot boxes you were looking for and give you a genuine sense of pride and accomplishment.
Would not believe your eyes if 10 million fire